This is the third advantages and disadvantages essay, and this one is from IELTS Academic 16. As usual, we need to spend some time on the statement and instruction to understand them. In the future, all cars, buses, and trucks will be driverless. The only people traveling inside these vehicles will be passengers. Do you think the advantages of driverless vehicles outweigh the disadvantages? So it's about driverless cars, and we should clearly take a side and say if the advantages are more or the disadvantages. Now it's time to decide. I think the advantages are more. Why? I've got two advantages. One, they're safe and comfortable. And two, they reduce traffic. As you know, we need to cover both sides of the argument. So in order to get a good score, we need to also mention the disadvantages in a separate paragraph. So about the disadvantages, I think drivers will be unemployed in the future. And also, we will need to change the infrastructure. By infrastructure, I mean roads and services required for driverless cars. Now, it's time to write. The first thing to write, as usual, is to paraphrase. This is my paraphrase. Public and private vehicles are anticipated to become driverless in the future. Consequently, only passengers will be inside these vehicles during travel. Instead of all cars, buses, and vehicles, I use public and private vehicles. And instead of will be driverless, I use are anticipated to become driverless. So I need to add my opinion to complete my introduction. In my view, the benefits of autonomous vehicles outweigh the drawbacks. Now, in the first body paragraph, I will mention the first advantage and will develop that. In the second one, I will mention the second advantage and develop that. In the third one, I will mention the disadvantages and will develop those as well. And in my conclusion, I will summarize all the main points. So let's begin with the first one. I said they're safe and comfortable. Firstly, the primary benefit of driverless vehicles is the significant enhancement of safety. Now, I need to explain why and how. These cars rely on sophisticated sensors and advanced systems to navigate, which can reduce the likelihood of human error that often leads to accidents. Now, still, I have more to explain. Moreover, these vehicles are not susceptible to distractions or fatigue, providing a consistent and reliable mode of transportation. Now, the second one, I said they're comfortable. The convenience they offer is equally noteworthy. Now, I need to explain how. Passengers can engage in activities like reading during their commute, which enhances the productivity of the travel time. So the second one, they reduce traffic. Furthermore, I use furthermore because I want to add the second advantage. Furthermore, the integration of driverless vehicles into our transportation system may result in a decrease in traffic congestion. How? One of the primary causes of traffic jams is the inefficiency of human drivers on the road. However, autonomous vehicles can adjust their speeds and routes in real time, optimizing traffic flow and reducing stop-and-go situations that contribute to congestion. Now, the disadvantage one. So we said their drivers will become unemployed, and also we will need to change the infrastructure and laws. However, it is important to consider some drawbacks associated with the proliferation of driverless vehicles. Now, I need to say what those disadvantages are. The main concern is the potential loss of jobs in the driving sector. So I need to explain. As automation takes over the driving tasks, traditional driving-related occupations could become obsolete, leaving many without employment opportunities. And the second one about infrastructure. Moreover, transitioning to a driverless future would necessitate significant infrastructure and legal changes that will increase costs for taxpayers. Now, in my conclusion, I will start with in conclusion. I will summarize the advantages and disadvantages, and I will also mention my opinion. In conclusion, despite the valid concerns regarding job displacement and the necessary infrastructure adjustments, so these are the disadvantages. The advantages of autonomous vehicles outweigh the disadvantages. So this is my opinion. Now I need to mention the advantages. The improved safety, reliability, and convenience they provide hold the potential to reshape our travel experiences and interactions with our surroundings. So these are the advantages. I wrote 278 words for this essay, and I organized that in 5 paragraphs. In the first one, I paraphrased the statement and mentioned my opinion. In the first body paragraph, I explained the first advantage. In the second one, I explained the second advantage. In the third one, I mentioned the disadvantages. And finally, in my conclusion, I summarized all the main points and restated my opinion. In this slide, you can find the points that gave cohesion to my writing. You could pause, take a screenshot, and have a read. And in the next 3 slides, you will find the collocations and useful phrases from my essay that you could also use in yours. All right, hope you found it useful. Have a nice day.